Today we're visiting Vaux-le-Vicomte castle. Not just a place where Christmas magic comes alive, but also a monument to human greed, ambition, and a huge scandal.
This is the castle that inspired Versailles.
Let's dive into the story. In the mid-17th century, one of France's most influential men, Nicolas Fouquet, the finance minister to Louis XIV, decided that living with his means was for commoners.
So, this is the castle of Nicolas Fouquet, right? Who was the finance minister of Louis XIV.
He hired the best architects, artists, and landscape designers of his time to create this masterpiece. And how did he finance it? Of course, by dipping into the royal treasury. Louis probably thought this was just his loyal servant splurging on his salary. But when the king arrived at the housewarming party, he suddenly realized.
So, Louis XIV, he came here for the opening party. And he was very surprised by this castle. Because it appears that this castle is better than the castle of his own.
So, after hosting the party of the century, with food and drinks fit for royalty, the king decided to ask, where exactly did the money come from? Spoiler, Fouquet didn't have a convincing answer. A few weeks after the legendary housewarming party, the king made his move. Fouquet was arrested in the middle of a council meeting. He spent the rest of his life in prison, likely pondering whether all this luxury was worth 19 years behind bars. And the castle was confiscated. Moral of the story: if you build a palace better than your boss, be ready for the consequences. Louis XIV decided he wanted a palace that would make Vaux-le-Vicomte look like a country cottage. Thus, the idea for Versailles was born. The same architects and designers who worked on this castle were later hired to create Versailles, but this time with a bigger budget and no risk of jail time. At Vaux-le-Vicomte, we were given marshmallows. And honestly, this is something not to miss out. This is included in the price of a ticket. After warming up, we wandered to the pond and spotted some of the biggest fish we have ever seen. They look like some privileged residents of the castle. Just look at them. They are so huge. I'm not sure if it's sharks or it's a carps. Next, we strolled through the gardens. Even in winter, they are really gorgeous. It's like walking through a famous painting of those times, of Louis XIV. Minus, of course, fancy clothes and powdered wigs. The castle has the ice rink, which opens in winter, and it was next on our list. It looked amazing. People were skating with the castle as their backdrop. But the queue was too long for us, so naturally we went for snacks instead. Hot waffles and mulled wine saved the day. Skating, well, a little bit overrated. Waffles, always the right choice. After enjoying a nice snack and mulled wine, we decided to continue our journey to the castle garden. Just as we thought, things couldn't get more charming. Along came Percheron horses, pulling a carriage. It was like stepping into Louis XIV movie set, minus the royal drama, of course. In the evening, gardens transformed into something straight out of a fairy tale, with twinkling lights and shadows playing on the statues. It felt like the gargouilles might come alive at any moment. The whole scene was magical, both peaceful and a little spooky, in the best way. Walking through these gardens at night, you can't help but feel like you're part of some story. The night ended with the immersive show, and it was the perfect final. The castle became a giant canvas, telling the story of the way it was built and Nicolas Fouquet. From sweet marshmallows to dramatic history lessons, Vaux-le-Vicomte truly has it all. Even without stepping inside, this place was magical. Add it to your holiday basket list, and we'll see you in the next adventure.